Hello, and welcome back to another 100 Essential Films You Gotta See. This week, we are going over The Sound of Music. So this week's movie is Sound of Music, a 1965 American musical drama starring Julie Andrews as Maria, who I knew more famously as Mary Poppins, and Christopher Plummer as Captain Von Trapp, who I knew looked really familiar, but I couldn't picture the face because I've never seen him this young. I have always seen him looking more like this. This movie is an adaptation of the 1959 stage musical of the same name, The Sound of Music, which was based on the 1949 memoir, The Story of the Trapp Family Singers by Maria Von Trapp. I did not know that this movie is based off a real-life family. And, oh my god, I am filled with feelings about that, but I don't know what they are yet. I don't know how to explain them. I think because I just found it out. It does put the movie in a little bit of a different perspective, knowing that this really happened. Of course, we're getting the movie version of it, but the general idea of what the Von Trapp family went through is a very interesting one. So without any further ado, let me tell you what happens in this movie. So the movie starts with these beautiful shots of the mountains of Austria. And, oh my god, it's just fields and mountains, and it's so beautiful. But it is completely silent. I'm sitting here watching the movie going, The Sound of Music is not what I expected at all. Then comes into the scene Julie Andrews singing her heart out. She is just so happy to be where she is, belting out all of her emotions through music. We quickly find out that Maria is studying to be a nun at the Nürnberg Abbey in Salzburg. But she is so free-spirited and so enthusiastic that the other nuns don't think she's gonna make it. So the head nun gives her an assignment outside of the nunnery. I don't know if that's the right phrase for it. But I figured that sounded a lot better than Nun Factory. So yeah. And this job is to be the governess of the Von Trapp family. And her job would be to help take care of Captain Von Trapp's 7 children. That's a lot of kids. I got 2, and sometimes it's a handful. So I can't imagine what having 7 would do. But we find out that Captain Von Trapp travels a lot and is not home. So, I understand how you can have 7 kids and still be a functioning adult, and it's to leave them a lot. Kinda like my dad did. But unlike my father, Captain Von Trapp comes back sometimes. We are not far into this movie already, and we've already hit 2 musical scenes. There's a lot of religious stuff going on, and I'm kind of thinking, this might not be a movie that I'm going to be into. Also knowing that this movie has an almost 3-hour-long running time, I was a little weary about that as well. For me, the musicals have got to really hook me in, or the story's got to really be something that I'm gung-ho about, and so far, that hasn't happened in this film. However, it doesn't take long for the story of this movie to catch my attention. And the music, surprisingly, even though it's not really my style, I was right there in it. I went in fearing that I wasn't going to like the movie, and very quickly was turned around and was really invested in the Von Trapps and Maria. You see some tension right away between Captain Von Trapp and Maria based on how the captain raises the children. And we see even more tension between the children and their new governess, because the children do not want a new governess. So these 7 children of Captain Von Trapp start almost immediately giving Maria the business, telling her the wrong rules of the house and what she should do to get on his good side, which is not going to get her on his good side at all. When the youngest of the children, who has taken a liking to Maria, tells her not to listen to them. At dinner that night, we find out that Captain Von Trapp is a retired naval captain and will be leaving again in the morning to go to Vienna, where he will be meeting up with the Baroness Elsa Schrader, who is the captain's love interest and next in line to be the Von Trapp family's matriarch. While he is gone, Maria teaches the children to sing and dance and be happy and be children like kids should be. And even though at first, when the captain returns, he is unhappy about the lack of discipline in the house while he was gone, when he hears his family singing again, it breaks down those walls and fills the captain with emotions that he has been missing since his wife has passed away. Now, this is a 3-hour-long movie, and I don't want it to be a 3-hour-long movie review, so we're going to kind of gloss over some stuff. I'm sure you guys are intelligent enough to see that the conflict thus far is going to be the fight for Captain Von Trapp's attention between these two women. And if you've seen any movie like this, you know that Maria is going to win his heart in the long run, which I am completely okay with. The second conflict comes in that right after they are married and they have become a happy family, Captain Von Trapp is drafted, for lack of a better word, by the Third Reich that are occupying Austria to be the naval captain in their army, which he does not want to do. He does not believe in that school of thought at all, so thumbs up for Captain Von Trapp. I was worried that the movie was going to take too much of a left turn with this Nazi plot line, but they did a pretty good job of keeping it short and sweet, and we find out that during a local annual music festival in Austria, with all of the Nazis watching and prepared to take Captain Von Trapp as soon as he is done, the family manages to escape and head to the Swiss border to find safety and freedom, giving us not only a happy ending in the movie, but what I find out is actually a happy ending to a real-life situation. So if you like musicals sprinkled in with a little bit of history, this movie might be for you if you have not watched it. Another thing that caught me very much by surprise is how many songs from this musical I have heard outside of the musical. There are some great songs in this movie that have led to some great covers. So if you're a music fan, you should probably check those out as well. And now with that being said, let's get to the scratching. Okay, and the scratching. Probably going to be mountains. If it's not mountains, I'll be very confused. There's nothing here. What? Oh, it's the silhouette of the Von Trapps. So that was the scratching off of Sound of Music. Next week, we'll be doing Bonnie and Clyde. I want to take a moment to thank everybody for taking time out of your day and watching this video, hopefully leaving some comments down below. I love to hear from everybody. And a very big I love you, thank you to my Patreon subscribers whose names are going to pop up in just a second. Thank you guys so much for having my back on a monthly basis. You rock. So until Bonnie and Clyde, I will see you next Tuesday. I love you. Later days.